Hello and welcome to episode 115 of the Carnivore Podcast. Loosely titled, Oh Mercury. It's been a week, and if you follow astrology, which you may or may not, and irregardless of if you do, there are actual scientific factors that have been explained to me as to why this Mercury going in retrograde is just bad news. It's a time of flux. Particularly worse if you're prone to flux. Either way, yeah, that was my week. My week was up and down. But hey, here we are, we're recording. I'm going to lower you a bit. Now you can stare at my rack, but hey. I just didn't want you staring at just the top of my head, talking heads and stuff. Bit of a show. Not gonna lie. I have no finished objects. None. Nada. None. But at some point this week, I'm going to cast on and finish the hat for Kate, so I will have an FO next week before I take off into the wild blue yonder to Chicago. And my book is too big to put over my face, and the way the computer's propped up on its little cooling pad so that I don't accidentally shut down, it's just not feasible to put it on. So I'm going to try and not stare at myself. I'm going to try and stare at you, but hey, life happens. Any hoodle. Works in progress. I do have works in progress. Let's start with the one I have to bend for, because then I don't have to bend again. There's so much crap on this chair. You cannot see how much crap is on the chair, but the chair is full of crap. So my first work in progress is the Harvest Moon by Heidi Kermer, which you have seen previously. However, now it looks less like a giant screwed up piece of monstrosity, a little more like an actual sweater is starting to form. So here's the back. I have connected everything. Everything has been connected. And it's not much to show just about yet. See, there's the front. I haven't joined the pockets because you have to knit some and then you join the pockets before you do the bind off. I have 7 more rows, 8 more rows before I get to the bind off. However, I did knit the, here I'll show you. I will attempt to show you better. So you have the front piece, so then here's my sleeve. It's really hard to show this, okay? It's not the easiest thing to show. But when it's done and I put it on and I'm like all dancy McDancers, then you'll be able to see it in its full-fledged form. So that's the pocket. You can see the little pocket curve here. And it has an edging that goes on top of the pocket, but you knit that and you mattress it on afterwards. The pocket, of course, the front has the really cool detailing, which it's not even detailing. Like, it doesn't show up as detailing. It just makes a really crisp edge, which I like. Let's see if I can get it. There you go. It just has a really nice effect on the front side edges, which I like. I'm redundant now, saying I like things twice. So, I had hoped to be done, but hey, so it goes. Or at least done the body. I am not done the body, so be it. I tried. I really did, but And I did have to join, I just joined one of the balls that I'm going to use for the sleeve. They will probably end up being 3/4 length sleeves or half sleeves. My plan, and it says to knit them both at the same time, but let's face it, that's not happening. I'm not knitting 2 sleeves at the same time because I've tried it and I hate it, and it makes it worse. It makes it worse for me to actually finish it. It's just like, that is the time bomb that I cannot take. So I will be knitting the sleeves one at a time. What I'll do is I'll weigh all the leftover gray blue I have, and then divide that weight by 2 and knit that far on the sleeves. I will have some purple I can throw on, so I can do an elongated purple cuff. I'm not sure how I feel about that. We'll see when we get to sleeves, because right now I'm just working on the body. And I can show you the body. How's that? Come here. Come here. Yeah. I'm so close to being done the body that, so that's gonna be glary, but there you go. That's the body. So I'm like right at the very bottom, like right about there, right about there. So as you can see, not a lot further to go, but, and then you add the, see, it shows you, see the pocket detailing? So, the sleeves look very simple. I just don't know if I want a big chunk of purple or not on it. Probably not. I'll probably just take it down to a 3/4 because I don't have the bands. I don't know what the number is. And I don't really give a crap right now. And according to Amy Herzog, I shouldn't do that for my body type anyway, because then I make myself look whiter. So, yeah. That is the big plan. Big plan. The other 2 things I'm knitting on. I'm knitting on 3 things now. Actually, this one is more of a... It's more of... We went on a date night on the 1-month anniversary of the wedding. We didn't know it was the 1-month anniversary till after the date night, but we went on a date night. And we went and saw Monsters University because we're big kids. And I knew I needed something mindless in the movie theater, so I dyed this up because I need to knit shop samples. So this is a Madame Raz in the fat bottom stripes and the baddie sock by Knitter's Nightmare, which is me. And I basically got the cuff almost finished. I'm doing 2 full stripes in the cuff, and then I'm just going to do a vanilla stripy sock with an afterthought heel. I'm getting pretty close to being done the cuff. But hey, it was a good movie and I had popcorn, so that's all that got done. It's on the sock rockets. I'm trying out the sock rockets, and so far they're working quite nicely. I'm liking the tips. I'm liking the joins a lot. I don't know, they feel like a hi to me. Maybe I'm just not, maybe I'm not classy, or maybe I'm just like, I'll make anything work because I don't really notice a huge difference between most knitting needles. Having said that, that's my stock, stripy stock. You always have one. I always have one. I always have one on the go. I have 2 right now. I have the screwed up one I'm knitting for the hub and partner in crime, and then I have this one, which is going to be a show sample. Need to knit up more show samples. I will. Actually, I also have I have Becca, and Becca will help me, if need be, by knitting show samples in exchange for yarny goodness. And my hands are so ratched right now because I was dying last night. Then the other thing that I cast on, which is, of course, in my zigzag stitches, I believe. Yes, zigzag stitches, my sheepy bag. Remember last week I showed you the new needles, and then I talked about needing to cast on the litmus shawl. Well, guess what? That knit along ends July 8th, so I had to burn some rubber and actually, cast it on. I had to throw aside the finishitis and cast it on. And, which is fine. I believe it was Wednesday? No, it was Thursday. Thursday we went and I got my social security card changed. So, yeah, that took all morning. I may never have children if I have to get them social security cards. I'm just not. I am not into it. That is seriously, I got all the knitting I got done on this is almost completely from sitting in the Social Security office waiting for my number to get called. And it is for the SSK retreat, you get more points, raffle points, and I'm told that you really want them. Bev told me, and I trust Bev, because whatever Bev says, Bev knows. And she said, you want them. They're good. And I haven't done any of the knit-alongs, because I got in late, and then I've had a life, and a wedding, and way too much shit to think about raffle tickets. So this is the only one I can actually participate in, and it's pick a knit girl, any knit girl, which made sense. And then, of course, I have several different Leslie things in my queue. A couple Laura's too, but I haven't knit a Leslie, and I really feel I should. And I had cast on the Georgia on my mind socks prior, and I was like, oh, it's not a dyer that's there, it's not hand spun, you get extra for dyeing and hand spun, and it's superfluous if you're not going to SSK. If you're going to SSK, you know exactly what I mean, so I don't need to explain it thus far. Except to say that I am knitting the Litmus Lace Chalette thing. There you go. There's a gorgeous picture. A promiscuous design. Is there a close-up of the lace? Why are you acting up? It's gonna act up no matter what I do. Hold on. I turn it this way and it changes. Why do you change? I bet you're orientated that way. Well, there's a close-up of the lace, but I really don't want to give away the chart, so... Haha! I win. That's a close-up of the lace. How's that for you? It's really pretty lace. I'm a fan. I suppose that goes without saying, because I'm knitting it. But, I cast it on. I am knitting it out of some Highland Handmaids in the ultraviolet colorway, which is a gray and a purple. It's very pale. And, Mom, completely ignore this segment because this is your birthday present, but so be it. You'll forget anyway. By the time I'm done and I block it and I send it to you, you'll forget it. Either that or I can hang on to it until you come visit me. I am knitting it on the carbons, and so far I'm enjoying the carbons. I'm not having any of the join problems, and it's not sticky to me, which I heard on the Knitting in Circles. But I get it. I get where it could be sticky. It's just not sticky for me right now. And I am using my Nitty Natter Zena stitch markers, which are a birthday present and a wedding present, and they are awesome. But so far, I've gotten done. I have 8 days, and it got caught in my lip ring. So I'm probably going to back burner the last little bit of the Harvest Moon until this is done, because I also have to knit the hat for Kate, blah blah blah. I could probably finish it on the airplane ride, but I want to finish it and have it blocked before I go. So, Litmus Lace, I think I'm halfway through, I'm a little over halfway through the increases. I believe it's a pay for pattern. It's really nicely written, so it's worth it. But that is going to be my big thing. And FYI, the sweater is still hanging out in its hefty bag. You know why? Because I'm lame. I failed. I failed so hard. I failed so stinking hard. I set an alarm to stock the fat squirrel fibers, except I set it for my time zone. So by the time I got there, everything was gone, and I was just, whatever. I'm rooming with her at SSK. I'm sure I can find out when she's going to be open so that I can be there and just, like, stalk. I'll even make a stalking motion. I'll do it creepily and stalkily, like, you know, in an old-time horror movie, like Nosferatu. So, holding out hope on that, realized I was a fail. I'm a stocking fail. I don't do it that often. And when I do, apparently I screw up. Because I wasn't thinking. I was not thinking at all. So be it. Those are my works in progress. Okay, so before we get into the enabling section, if you will, we're gonna talk about the Lord of the Rings. I tallied. I shouldn't type and like attempt to form words at the same time. It's bad. Anywho, I tallied and I used my leg because I'm so high class, and I was sitting there cross-legged in my shorts. And so Sam won. Sam won overwhelmingly. And so we will be knitting Sam through July and August. Which means September, October will be Frodo. We have 30 posts. And I am now going to do, so it's going to be 2. The last one's a bit of chatter, so I'm going to cut that out because she also did, she did post who she wanted previously. So it'll be numbers 2 through 29. I want you to go away. There we go. Okay, so it's numbers 2 through 29. I'm going to hit generate. And the winner is number 17. Who won a free pattern? I really hope you pick Sam. If you pick Sam and you don't want Sam, I can always redraw. Or if you pick Frodo and you don't want to knit Sam, I can redraw if it's problematic for you. And it is someone who said Frodo. If you don't want to knit Sam, you don't have to. But if you want a copy of Sam, give me a holler. It is Bettina G1. Bettina G1? There you are. You're so cute. Bettina G1. You, my dear, have won a free copy of Sam. So, if you want it, shoot me off a PM and I will gift it your way. Otherwise, I have to figure out and what yarn I'm going to use for this, because I have not thought that through. I am also a Tour de Fleece fail. If there could be more fail, if I could be more fail this week, I don't think it's humanly possible. I think I have failed to the failingeth degree. But it's all on minute stuff, so that's okay. I also failed at shaving my legs because there's a furry spot right there. Awesome. Just rubbing my leg while I'm talking. Okay, so we did the Sam giveaway. We did that. I said I was a stocking fail. I was also a stocking win. But first, I want to show you something, which I still have to message Steve about this. I got a completely random package in the mail, and it was from Steve of Dramatic Knits. And I was like, what? What? I didn't, So I opened it, and it has an adorable note, and he knit me something. Are you jealous? You should be jealous. You should be very jealous. You should be very jealous. I got the LED light. It is gorgeous. Look at this. Look at its gorgeosity. Take a moment as I catch it on my hair. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, it's perfect. It's like wearing a sexy bib. It's a sex bib. Actually, that is the best way to wear them in the winter time. Just FYI. Or you can wear it around your shoulders. I'm so cute. These colors are so awesome. He knit me this, and it was just a congratulations on life being so awesome. So that was kind of cool, considering it was on my fail week. And look at the detail. Look at the detail. Isn't it pretty? So there's a little information card attached. It is Volmice 80/20 Twin in We're Different and Imjar Durats. Imhar? Okay. Theresia. Schnuffle, Schnuffy. You're laughing at me. I can hear you laughing at me right now. Im jar. I'm jar. Either way, it's the Lead Lake Shawl by Stephen West. Machine wash, dry flat. Oh my god, it's so pretty! Are you jealous? You should be jealous. Look, it matches what I'm wearing. If it weren't like, 80 degrees out, I could wear it out, and I would. It is perfect. It is very much my colors. It's a gorgeous tonal gray, blue gray, if you will, with a mixture of reds and pinks and burgundies, and oh my god, it's so gorgeous. So Steve, I squeed, I've smished, yeah. You're such a sweetie. Aww. And it came wrapped in pretty paper, and I'm wrapping it back up in this pretty paper because I like pretty paper. Oh, you're so sweet. You know I love you. Love you. Now, I was a stocking fail for Fat Squirrel, but on the tail end of the stocking fail, I was a stocking win, ish, because I did the same thing, but everything wasn't sold out by the time because I wasn't that off. So I scored some Nest, which I really wanted to try. And so I got Kismet in her Superwash Merino. And it's gorgeous. I got Kismet, and I got Human Natural, also in the Superwash Merino. I did not score the Jupiter one I really wanted. See, I need to get spinning because I thought I was on a yarn diet, so I bought spinning fiber. Now I'm good. I'm good until the world ends, basically. Well, no. I'm good until the end of Tour de Fleece, if I ever actually get started. And I got smitten. Because this stuff is hard to get. And I really like the way it looks, and I thought it would just be fun to spin. And I was having a rough week, so I did some retail therapy. It's all good. So, that, and it came, and I squeed. And also, my Spunky Eclectic Club shipment came in, and not a lot of people are in the Spunky Club, as far as podcasters. And I don't know why, because she does some really awesome stuff. It's really affordable. It's $21 US with shipping, and I think it's $30 international. I'm not sure. Go check. She does have an international option, but you pay monthly. It's with shipping, and there's no waiting list. So this month's club, and she's really eco-friendly, and I adore Amy. All the Amys of the world, I adore them. Very much. Very much. Amy King, Amy Beth, Amy Herzog? Amy Herzog? Is it Amy Herzog? See? There's like a trifecta of Amy Awesomes. Maybe if you're named Amy, you're just naturally awesome. So, Spunky Eclectic's June 2013 Spunky Club is 4 ounces of Targhee in Vulpes. And it says, we have a few red foxes that frequent our yard. The one that was around last year was a golden orange with a tail that was as big as its whole body. They are such gorgeous creatures. I had to create a colorway for them. Now let's hope they leave my ducks alone. See, I was ahead of myself. And the fiber she chose is Targhee, fluffy like a fox's tail and springy like a fox catching its prey. Not my ducks, please. See, there's a reason I'm obsessed with the ducks. Targhee wool is grown and processed in the United States and is a gorgeous, soft, fluffy breed, perfect for next-to-skin wear. It's got great crimp, so beware of its poofing ability and happy fibering. Oh my god, y'all. She sends them gorgeously, like, wrapped, but I'm unwrapping. You need to see this. No, you need to. Look at this. Look at this gorgeousness. You've got some really gorgeous oranges and blues and a mossy green. It's just, this is going on my wheel. Because I lost 2 days to, of spinning because of one stupid issue and one spending the day at the Hoosier What's It getting my social security number done, which, you know, in the grand scheme of things is far more important. But it led me to dyeing Friday night and yesterday, which means that some of my colorways aren't dry enough for me to show you, but I'll talk about them anyway. And not having any time yesterday to start the Tour de Fleece. However, having said that, today it's on. It's on. I'm not even joking you. Like, I'm going to work on caking stuff, but I am going to take a cake break and spin at some point. I am going to put an hour of spinning in, and I really don't give a hoot. Because I haven't spun in ages. I had everything ready for the tour, and there was no time at all yesterday. And Bebop had a haircut, and he's really cute, but that takes time, and we've got to go get groceries today, so as long as I cake, because tomorrow's the shop preview, so anything, and yeah, crinkling, deal with it. But seriously, if you're not in the Spunky Club, I recommend it. She has really awesome color sets, and it's cheap. Like, seriously, $21 a month with shipping. You don't need to think about it. It's awesome. That's my plug for the week. So this week, we've got some Targi in my mouth. We've got some interesting colorways for everybody. And there's no real way to explain how this happened except to say that Becca said, video games. I want video games. And I am going to do one that's going to be like based on the original 8 bits. It's going to be, I believe it's going to be vintage. It's the vintage console line, which has already been dreamt up. I just have to put it into fruition. I didn't want to run it at the same time as these, but she said video games. And I said, I've already got one. And she's like, no, I don't mean Zelda, Mario, Kirby, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, because those ones are already planned, so it's not a big deal. She's like, I want something that is horror, survival horror. I was like, well, that's a cool idea. I've watched a lot of survival horror. I don't play it well. My hand-eye coordination when it comes to playing video games is for shit. But I thought it was an interesting idea. And I know, and then Partner Crime was all, yes, you should. You should definitely. Because he likes pretty much all of the video games listed, except for one, because it's a PC and he does a PC game. So, video games. There's also a colorway. It's a 5-stripe. It's my first 5-stripe. And it's inspired by Delirium from the Sandman comics. But it's not dry, so you don't get to see it. You should check out the preview for that one. And for the explicit tag, this update, there's only one colorway, and it's my first time at Variegated. It's called Douche Zeppelin. It's not dry yet. When it's dry, I will reskein it, and it'll be my first time reskeining things, so that'll be awesome too. It is a shaded variegate of pinks and grays. Everything you need for a Douche Zeppelin. And so the fat bottom stripes this week are inspired by Star Trek. There are only 3 colorways. There's Expendable Red, which of course is an 8x8 stripe, and it's red and black for all of your expendable characters, except for Uhura in the original one, because she shouldn't be expendable. Just saying. There is Science Officer Blue, which is also an 8x8. And then there's Command Gold, and Command Gold is not done drying. And Command Gold is, of course, the 8x8 in the gold and the black. So you can either be expendable, scientific, or command. So, Kirk, Spock. It depends. Data was gold. Depends on which seasons you go with. I'm a TOS Next Gen girl. I did Voyager. I didn't watch a lot of Deep Space Nine. But Next Gen, original series, totally. I don't know if that makes me a Trekker. But we need Trekker yarns. Now, for the horror video games, the one you've been waiting for, we have Pyramid Head, And Pyramid Head is interesting in that there is the red, there is the gray. It's actually a really dark gray, maybe showing up as a black because of the color scheme right now. And then this kind of yellowy white, which is his apron. But in the yellowy white, there are splotches of red, which took me forever to figure out. But Becca said, wouldn't it be awesome if you could have his butcher cover and then have it, like, just covered in blood? I was like, well, how do I do covered in blood? And it's right next to the red, blah, blah, blah. And so I figured it out, and so it has splatters of red in the canvas. It's almost a canvasy color because he gets really grungy anyway, and I didn't want to do a full white. But that's Pyramid Head, for all you Silent Hill 2 fans. Pyramid Head was the most evil to die, but the most rewarding to figure out. This one is Amnesia: The Dark Descent, and it is based off of the water room with the creepy thing in a tub that has the weird spine and then a baby head and there's blood and stuff. So you've got the very bright blue, a very dark blue, and then you've got a gray, because of course there is that orb. And the blue, the lighter blue, almost has a greenish hue, which I like. Again, check out the shop for, like, really good pictures, as of to right now. And this is Cerberus, the dog in Resident Evil. The dogs, the zombie dogs. This is the zombie dogs. See, because their skin is blue in parts, and they're, of course, bloody and mangled. And then you have this bony, it's a mottled grayish sandy color, which is the bone and the sinew that sticks out. So, Resident Evil. And last but not least, because I'm not showing you the other two, this is Necromorph Enhanced. And Necromorph Enhanced is from Dead Space. So you have the bright green, you have a bright purple, which is kind of blending with the gray right now, and then you have a gray. A very dark gray. Maybe that's better? Not really. Either way, with pictures, they'll come out better. So, those are what the colorways that will be in the shop. You don't necessarily even need to like video games. They're just good ideas. But if you play a lot of video games, if your hubby plays a lot of video games, if your wifey plays a lot of video games, if your significant other, I'd say if your dog, but I don't know how a dog would play a video game. But if someone you know likes video games, it might be the thing for you to knit. They are rather masculine colors, except for the Necromorph. But even the Necromorph is pretty cool. It almost could double for the Joker. Now, the shop itself will be updated at noon. I have to move it up an hour because I have to go to the doctor. I got a doctor and I have to have a physical. Blah, 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 blah. So, we're moving it up an hour. The shop update will be on Tuesday, the 2nd of July at noon. Central Time. And I should have everything up by tomorrow night for preview mode. Of course, if you're on Twitter, Instagram, Clark, or if you check the message boards, I will tell you when the preview is completed and up for your viewing pleasure. There are still some Gilmore Girls colorways. Not a lot, but there are still some. If you would like some. You can always double dip. You can get fiber and yarn. I don't have any music this week. I was going to pick some and then I didn't. Because honestly, I've been kind of running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm not even going to lie to you. Because it's been a crazy week. Crazy. So, that is all the update info. knittersnightmare.com. I am Blue Ruin on Ravelry. We shoot stars on Plurk, Sadie Ruin on Twitter and on Instagram. And I think that's pretty much everything I have to tell you for this week. I will tell you more next week about how the shop is going to be the updates are going to change, and I'm going to be traveling, blah, 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 blah. And I will be announcing the winner of the July fiber contest of Inspire Me next week. So, I hope you had a better week than me. I hope you have a better week than me next week. Although, my week should be okay. So really, I hope we both have great weeks. And, I will talk to you next week. Happy knitting, happy spinning. Good luck with the turd fleece if you're spinning for it. And bye-bye.